It's another episode on Spider on Air, and today we will be discussing a very, very juicy topic, a topic that is relevant for undergraduates and those that just entered the university. Okay, so my name is Chidima Jane. I'll be your host for today, and I have a special person in the house today. And his name is Ambassador Meka Kalu. So let's meet Ambassador Meka Kalu.
Hi everybody, my name is Ambassador Meka Kalu. Cheers, you've met me. Okay, I'm a graduate of History and International Relations. I'm a best graduate student. In my time, I'm an advocate for excellence in education for students. I'm a music minister, I'm a songwriter, I'm a researcher, and what more can I say? Glory to God for all of those things. So I'm here, Meka Kalu.
That transitioning from secondary school to university. The way you get there, sometimes they are carried away, you get carried away and all of that. So I would want you to guide us today on how to navigate school life. Navigate school life. Okay, so the first question is how were you able to cope with struggles and everything? How were you able to come out as a standard as you did in school?
Okay, I think the first thing every Nigerian student must get to understand or try to relate with is that the system of education in Nigeria, the system of living in Nigeria entirely is a struggle. There are plenty disadvantages, there are plenty issues that will come up in every sphere that you find yourself in. So, how I got to overcome by God's grace, how I got to come out on flying color was first of all by determination. I love to refer to the Bible so much because I believe strongly in it. The Bible says that any man who wants to build a house will first of all sit down and count the cost. So if you want to go into the university to study, to carry out any degree, to pursue any career, you must first sit down and count the cost and determine, ask yourself, is this what I want to do? Is this something I can achieve? If it's something you have put your mind to do, I think that the sky is just your starting point. So I got into the university with that strong determination, despite the plenty things I heard about the department I was going to, despite the plenty discouragements that I had while getting into the university. I had to determine and I had to agree with myself. So when I got in there, I was focused on what I determined to achieve, and God helped me. I think my story is quite peculiar, because my first year, I was always going to school from the house. It was quite a distance, but at least for the first year, I was still trying to settle in, to carry out, to get myself prepared, get an apartment, and move in to where I was closer to school. However, I can still relate with the struggle every other student will have in the first year, getting to meet a new set of people, try interacting with people you've not known all the while in your life, trying to get yourself acquainted with new environments and all of those things. But how I got to do that was because I already was a social person before getting into school. So I made friends easily. I was open-minded. I didn't see anybody as my enemy. So I was very open-minded to meeting new persons and getting to get acquainted to them, understanding their way of life, getting friendly with them. And I think in that way it was quite easy. I looked forward to coming to school every day. As I say, it all happened in a snap of the finger. But you must determine that this is what I've come here to do, and this is what I'll do. Making friends is part of school. Making connections with people in school is one of the first things you must do when you get to a tertiary institution. So when I got to school, I tried as much as possible to meet up with new persons, especially after our first conversation. If I notice that you have an ideology in life that relates with mine, you are my friend automatically. I think that was how I raised the community of persons who I related with my friends. Yes, the ideological differences. You could see someone in school who, from a statement, this person is not geared towards where I'm geared to. And you see that these persons, our destinations are quite different. But when you meet that one person that he makes a statement that strikes or strikes a chord in you, okay, this person is someone I can relate with. And that's how I got to pick a few friends.
So the
or they know what you want.
and it will help you select
Your
your
friend.
friends. Because I can tell you that I see a lot of people get carried away in the peer pressure and then they forget some of them see school as an escape route.
Yeah.
Let me just go there. Ah, finally, I'm leaving my parents' house. Finally, nobody's going to control my life. Oh,
Funny how that works too in the same system. As I said, the first statement I made was that you should know what you came there for. There are some persons that came to the university to make friends that are like-minded, people who are escaping their parents' house too. So they come together, we finally escape, let's have fun. And there are other persons that come to school and they're like, okay, we came here to make a good degree, we came here to get what we came here to get academically, and they make friends in that line. So it all boils down to what brought you to school. If what brought you to school is to escape your parents' house, you definitely find people who what also brought them to school is to escape their parents' house. If what brought you to school is to help build a better future, you will get people who are bent on getting a better future.
what was your study habits like? Even with your friends?
Okay, I think when they talk about study habits, when and you get to hear that I was best graduating student in school, everybody think I read like 6 hours every day. No, I'm not downplaying the place of studying, but I love essential things to come first. Reading is very important in university, but I've also come to understand that there's something above just studying. There's something called knowing your time of study. Which of them works for you? There are people that are night people, there are people that are afternoon people, there are people that are early morning people. So while I was in school, was a night person. So in all the other hours of the day, I can be playing. I might just be in the room, just playing, chatting, catching up with friends, and all of those things. Anyone who sees me at that point will be like, this guy is not serious. I remember someone told me in class one day, I think that was my 100 level second semester, there is people like you that will graduate with class or have extra year. And I looked at the brother. The first thing I wanted to say, what did I do to you now? That was the first question I wanted to say. But fast forward to our final year, by then it had cleared in everybody's eye that the race is not for the swift, neither is the battle for the strong. You understand? I mastered on time through the help of Global Youth Foundation. I think it was a course on that intellectual development. I mastered that my time of my effective time of study was at night. There are some persons that be as are early in the morning, the early hours of the morning. When they reach there, they assimilate faster and they tend to capture what they've read. So I could play all day. I just had a good study habit at night. So what I tried to do was before I go to bed, I just tried to look through the things that we studied or we learned in school that day. And that's it. I don't read so much. So what I do is little by little, I keep closing the gap. I keep closing the gap. So during exam period, you just see that what they've taught me since I've already read them since, so I don't need to prepare again for an. I don't do a special preparation for exam. I just get myself ready, go through what I've read before. Before exam period, you will notice that I've read my textbooks or I've read my notes like 4 to 5 times from beginning to the end because each day I want to go to the next topic. I revise the previous one and go to the next. So if I come tomorrow again, I'll revise the previous two and go to the next. I'll revise the previous three and go to the next. So before I get to exam period, I had read everything in the notes and I was ready.
So thank you to us because I remember back then in school. Now yeah, when we had some sort of person that like give me this people friends. I guess definitely their parents would have told them like stay away from this, stay this way. They were more focused away like they were on their own.
Yeah.
So whenever you see them, they're like always at the front seat, which is not bad, but they do not socialize.
Okay.
They do not socialize. So I want to ask, okay, your friends, what were their role? Like were you don't carry them along, or did you do like a group study?
Okay. Okay. If your parents ever told you to avoid someone by coming to the university, I think I'm one of those persons that I should have avoided because I was very playful. While I was in school, I was very playful. But my circle of friends understood something about me. they understood that I had this culture of there is time for everything. You understand? So I could play with you a lot, and I could study with you a lot too. While I was in the university, was also in the sports club. I was in this my departmental football team. I was in my level football team, departmental football team, and my faculty football team. So at least 3 times in a week there should be training. So I will still take my boots and go to play football. My friends too will come to support. Most of them were not footballers like me. But at the same time, they understood that this guy we are supporting is also very keen to academics. So we could play in the afternoon and we have our study group at night. So we started the study group where we would rotate visitation to our houses. So I could come to your house, all of us will study today. You cook food because it was very important. So you cook food, then the next time you come to my house, I'll make sure I provide what we are going to eat while we study. Then we discuss everything like pertaining to. We even had some senior colleagues of ours join the reading club. So that's to tell you that we were focused in as much as we were playful at the same time. We tried as much as possible to balance life. Then finally, I think I should say on this particular matter that socialization is one of the core things that anybody should do in school. When you get into the university, you must understand that it's not just a means or an avenue for you to learn how to read or write or master a particular career line or profession, but connection is very important. The people you meet in the university can be people that will change your life in the nearest future. Definitely too, we can post that in a place for secondary education too. People that you find in a particular space for a period of time, if you don't relate with them well, all in the name of you're trying to be an excellent student, in the nearest future, you might need to introduce yourself to them.
Lecturer, do you at any point in time have an issue with any lecturer or one coming, threatening you and like, oh, you'll be university, you, or those ones that might meet you and tell you have to pay, you must sort my course.
Yeah.
How were you able to?
Okay, categorically, I was in the department where I believed while I was there, because of how innocent and naive I was, or because of how studious I was, I didn't know a whole lot of things like sorting were going on in school. No, I did not know. It was towards my final year, 300 level, and my final year in the university, I got to understand that, oh, things like this they happen. Oh. It was very glaring to me. What really happened that day? We wrote a faculty course that everybody in the faculty failed. But like three persons in my department who were did they even write the course? I don't think they wrote. No, they wrote the course, but they also were not so smart like the people we knew that failed the course, but they passed. So we had a few of them who passed in class. There were just about three of them that passed in class, and I was like, "What really happened?" And the guy Joseph just called me apart and told me, "This is what happened. Man. This is how that you people did not add something to your hustle. People worked hard, but you did not add the other part." I said, What happened, bro? Tell me in plain terms." So he had to now explain to me that they had to pay some money to some lecturers that help them. And I was like, wow, it really exists because all these lecturers will come to class and they'll really tell you that don't try to sort me, that you cannot sort me. I did not know that we were sort. I also had a friend in class too. Was she my friend? Or she was just a colleague in class. She was never in school. She was living in Lagos and she would appear in school 2 weeks before exam. She never had a carryover. She never had a carryover. She passed. But a direct confrontation with the lecturer, I think that was in my 100 level. I came into the university with this strong ideology of me knowing that I need to graduate excellently. So a lecturer got to class and told me and told us he had two favorite students. He had one guy and the other guy, let me not mention their name, but he had two favorite students in class. And one of the days, these two guys missed class. So he came to class and told me that, and told us that. So today we are going to be handling political economy. And he now looked around and said, where is so person? They said he's not in class. Where's the other guy? He said, he's not in class. I said, we have to move this class to some other time. Just like play, this man closed his books and wanted to give the class. Remember in our earlier conversation, I told you I was staying in town and going to school from town. So I could spend a reasonable amount of money every day to get to school. And it was not easy because it was a financial burden. So I had to excuse the man. I said, "Excuse me, sir." He turned and asked me, "What is the problem?" I told him, "Sir, that each and every one of us here in class, we missed class. We are 120 students in class. And if 118 students are here, I don't see the reason why you should leave class because your two favorite students are not in class." He was like, "Okay," because the man was feeling like, "Who be this boy?" I told him, "I'm so sorry, sir. I'm not in any way trying to challenge you, but I feel you should teach. Then they do whatever that student who misses class do when they resume class the next day, which is to take notes and try to catch up with the rest." The man said, "My problem is that people are not smart. People are not smart. You don't know anything. That these boys, assuming they were here, they will attempt my question, but will people attempt my questions?" Now, it was our year one, so nobody knew who was who. I was not trying to keep my cool. A whole lot of smart persons in class too. They were just, a lot of us, we just came. So the man said, "Where is that boy self that is challenging me?" By then, hands had already started going under the decks, trying to drag me down. "Don't stand up, don't stand up." You know how they tell us now, once you tell a lecturer your name and your reg number, you will never graduate. The man said, "Where is that boy? Stand up, where's your name?" I said, "My name is Khalid Chikaweka." Hands, so my shirt not remain like this. And I said, "Where's your reg number?" I said, "We don't have a reg number yet." I said, "This too. You answer all my questions in this class. Stand up, go to the front and sit down." I was shivering. I went to the front and sat down. And he asked us 5 questions that day. I attempted all of them. The next day I came late to his class and it was like, "You outside, come inside." Because once you are late, you stay out of the class. He said, "You outside, come inside." When I entered the class, he said something. When you see the good ones, you know. Fast forward to my 300 level, he was vouching for me when I was running my political post. So whether I had facial or face-to-face confrontation with lecturers, yes, I did, but for the right reason. Most of the times we try to have this kind of problems and get away with it. If you do it for the right reason, they know they are doing it for the right reason, and they know they were wrong, so they will not take it personal. But when you try to insult a lecturer, abuse the authority of a lecturer, it becomes a problem. So I'm not against you confronting your lecturers when they are wrong or trying to make them see reasons with you in a particular way, but make sure it's polite and make sure you have the required politeness to approach that particular situation.
I've had a lot of stories of this experience, shared experiences with
Yeah.
time, where the lecturers will be very, very firm. I tell them they're not going to pass this course.
Mm.
Or for the ladies like me, and they'll tell them, "Oh, this is what you want to do. You want to pass this course."
Okay.
Do you have a kind of advice or, I know your explanation, you didn't have such experience, but do you know anyone that had such experience, and how do they manage to?
Okay, I think on this particular topic, I'm not a lady, so nobody will tell me I have to sleep with them. However, I had some friends in school who were caught up with these situations. I had some friends in school in my department actually. They are caught up with situations like this. There are two things I'm going to say about it. The first one is that you must try as much as possible to have a clean hand. You can't soil your hands and expect that the repercussions won't be much. You can't soil your hands and try to run away from situations like that. You can't present yourself in a way and try not to attract some kind of person. I don't know if you get my point. So when I got to know about the situations, I just gave them a very simple advice. I told them, "You need to reach out to this person, reach out to this person, and have a face-to-face conversation with them." Nobody is a demon. We all have a part of us that is fragile, that is easy to be assessed. So how they got away with theirs was they reached out to the lecturer involved and told them that we are sorry for what we did. We are sorry for so and so thing. That we hope and we will try not to repeat this. Because the situation was that they were on Facebook while the man was teaching. And he told them that they will not graduate. And he meant it. So they had to involve some other authorities who apologized on their behalf. Understand? Then for some ladies who say they get into some compromised position with some lecturers and the lecturers want to take advantage of them sexually, what I advise is don't put yourself in such situations. Let it be that, as I said, your hands are clean. Dress well, speak to some lecturers well. Don't induce such things in your conversations. There are some ladies that, in a means to get a favor from lecturer, they throw some kind of stare at them, and the lecturers might misinterpret that stare. And when they now come for what the actual meaning of the stare is, you start running away. Do you understand? So make sure you are clean. Make sure your approach to matters are modest enough. Your approach in dressing now and in conversation are modest enough.
Thank you very much. Well, you mentioned Nancy. So I believe you're not the only one, and then some other persons out there, people that go through financial challenges in school. So how were you able to navigate through? But then at any point where you had to also advise the students engage themselves in something that's going to distract them.
Okay, I'll give this advice from the two perspectives. First of all, as an academia, and secondly, as an individual who grew up like every other person. Now, as someone who is into academics, or someone who has a flair for it, to get maximum results, it is good when you have sponsorship. But in our world now, most persons have to help themselves. But the best way I think I can advise a student to help himself when it gets very difficult financially is to try as much as possible to find a means around the academical part. For me, I started doing researches. I started helping people out with assignments. I started holding extramural lessons for people. And these were little means for me to gather up some money to help my own funding academically. But for some other persons who might have to go out of their way, you see that it will still tell on your results, or it will tell on your psychological health. What do I mean by that? You can get overstressed out there trying to do some other things that are not academically inclined. Do you understand? But if you are working in an academic circle, you see that it will help you focus. These are the things that some schools in the Western world know that we don't know. So you have some jobs in school that are just for students, like cleaning the school premises, are for students who have financial problems. So they're like taking care of the library, graduate assistant duties. They are for students who have financial difficulties. So by being in the school environment, it makes it easy for you to do your work and at the same time earn money. I think for every student who had passed a particular level, there must be something you look forward to. Sorry, you could look back to and say, I wish I did this thing better. Yes, there were some courses I know that I passed, but I wish I passed them better. There were some people I met that I wish I never met. There were some people I met and I wish I held them tight. There were some lecturers that I was close to that I wish I was more closer to. I think at the end of it all, the advice you must take is to be the best to different people. Try to give your best in different situations. So be the best to different people. Try to give your best to different situations. There are some assignments that, because of those assignments, because I lost 2 marks, I didn't get an A, I got a B. If I could go back in time, I could do those assignments better. There were some lecturers that invited me over, okay, can we have a conversation? But because I felt they were wicked people by the general opinion, I did not go there. There were some persons that came closer to become my friends. Now they are big people in life, but I cannot call them. So you understand? So they are just a little regret here and there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this advice. I believe this will students that are just gaining admission and students that might be in 200 level, 300 level might be as though they would have been there, they could not get an A and all of those things. Follow this advice. You can learn, you can still have the time to change your friends, your circle of friends, to manage your time and look for things that will actually help you. And also for you to remember that even while you're in school, learn to socialize, learn to socialize. Very important. It's something that is going to help you in the future. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I had a wonderful time with you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.